Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. Hope you're all well. As you can see, I've just got in, still got the scruffs on, but that is how it goes. And yeah, like I say, back with another one. And this is a beer that I picked up in Wrexham from Tesco's. And was it Tesco's or was it Morrison's? Morrison's, actually. Morrison's, not Tesco's. And it's a brewery that is from North Wales. And we are taking a look at one from Bragdy, Conwy. And this is their California Citrus Blonde Ale, coming in at 4.7%. Nice basic artwork, and their stuff is always like that. Now, Conwy, like I said, North Wales. Go past there when you go to Llandudno, Carnarvon, whatever, you go past that direction. So I wouldn't say they're a local brewery, but they're sort of in the region of my area. Now, I think this was part of a 4 for 3, but individually I'm pretty certain it was £2.50 for this. It's a 500ml bottle, so you're not exactly being ripped off. I think, you know, any supermarket beer now, more or less, things like this, you are paying £2.50 odd. So yeah, so we're going to give it a go. I've done a couple of their beers before. I haven't done many. I think one, maybe two. If I recall rightly, I thought they were all right. So yeah, what I had to do while I was in the Morrisons was actually go through my YouTube to see, because I had quite a few of their beers and I had to go through and check which ones I'd had. There was a couple there that didn't really stand out to me, but this was one that did. So we are going to take a look at it. Nice artwork, like I say, plain black crown. Now, I don't have a Conwy Brewery glass, but I do have a Snowdon craft beer glass. And if you're really clever and can see, some, where are we? Conwy, just there. Conwy there. So this brewery obviously spread their beers all around that area. So the fact that it's got Conwy Brewery on, or Conwy on, we'll whack it in that one. So it's a Welsh glass going, and we're having a Welsh beer going it, and it was picked up from a Welsh Morrison's. So let's give it a go. Stop talking, bloody hell, 2.5 minutes in talking shit. I'm trying to stop doing all that stuff. But I seem to be very good at just waffling on. The wife's outside talking to the daughter. There's another drama on in her life. Isn't there always? There we go. We'll leave it there. There's some left in the bottle. Now it does say just tip it in one go, not to get any sediment in there. I'm not too fussed about a bit of sediment. Beer in a glass, light golden colour, I'm going to say, not amber, light golden colour. Plenty of bubbles going up. It's a nucleated glass, so I can see some carbonation, slightly hazy. We've got a pure white head, about a finger's worth, but that just depends on how you pour it. Haven't read you anything off the bottle, so I will do that. I'll do too much talking about nothing. Citrus blonde, modern style citrus blonde, brewed with American hops for that classic grapefruit flavour. The hops are Columbus, Cascade and Centennial. All our beers are bottled at source in small batches. They undergo minimum processing, blah, 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 to serve, store upright in the fridge for 1 to 2 hours before pouring in and pouring in one go to leave the sediment in the bottle. Like I say, I don't do any of that. So there we go. Citrus blonde, American hops. Let's dive in, give it a sniff, see what we get. Yeah, it's got that sort of bready, malty backbone. Very traditional, and you do get grapefruit. It's interesting. You're getting, I feel like you are getting tropical notes, citrus notes. Not sure on the grapefruit. A slight sweetness about it, but it has got that blonde feel as well, that sort of yeasty sort of thing going on. Nothing nasty, traditional, good quality, well brewed beer really. So I'm gonna, I've swilled the bottle. It doesn't bother me. Right, remember, if you pick this up, it tells you not to put the sediment in because it will probably make it look like an ugly beer, like I've done there. The haziness doesn't bother me. You saw what it was like to start off with. I've just whacked the rest in. Probably got a lot more yeastiness in there. So let's dive in. Conwy Brewery Citrus Blonde California. It's called California Citrus Blonde, 4.7% ABV. Let's dive in. Give it a go. Cheers. Okay, yeah. It says about not pouring it in. And as soon as I tasted it, I'm thinking, actually, this beer might actually be better without all the gumph in. Now, I love a beer with all the gumph in, but this, getting all that in there has certainly changed the beer. For me, on the nose, it smelt very sort of refreshing, malty and that. Getting all the gunk in there, I'm going to guess is definitely going to change how it would have tasted. Obviously I haven't tasted it, I've only tasted it now, but we will crack on. Yeah, it's definitely muted some of them aromas. It's taken maybe that sort of slight sweet edge off, but let's go in again. Yeah, you do get that very much. You do get that bitter edge, that sharpness about it. You definitely get the grapefruit in the taste, I would say. .7% blonde ale, quite a nice body. Yeah, getting that rest in does give it that sharp edge, which is probably why they say leave it out, but saying that you see that with loads of beers. Body 4.7, pretty decent. Minimal carbonation, smooth. You can tell this would be a cask sort of beer just by the drinking of it, the feel of it, the carbonation in it. This on cask would be, I think, absolutely amazing actually. Do I think I've ruined it a bit getting all the bits in there? I do. I think all them yeasty bits and the gumph in the bottom has definitely given it, I don't want to say an off taste, but I think it has, if you know what I mean. You've got a bit there in my mouth then. Yeah, low carbonation, very smooth to drink, quite soft. What I would say, getting all the rest in, it definitely had a very big sharp grapefruit note in there, whereas probably if I hadn't got that in there, it would have been a lot sort of smoother maybe on the grapefruit. Yeah, taste wise now, the maltiness has died down, and I've drunk most of this now, so I'm going to say everything else has sort of taken over. On the nose, it was quite malty to start off with. It was still quite malty with sweetness in there. Now I've got the rest in. That maltiness has definitely sort of been overtaken by all the sediment in the bottom and the yeastiness. Grapefruit is quite full on, but you know what's nice about the grapefruit? It really does feel a hoppy grapefruit. It feels full on natural. You get them typical blonde flavours that you would from a blonde ale. Hard to describe. I'm going to say it's that yeastiness, but it has added touch of harshness to it. So you still get that citrus note as well. Still quite a big, strong citrus note, sort of orange. And you definitely get the grapefruit, and you definitely get that sort of like sharp bitterness. And the tropical side is there. It's a decent drop. I think what's happened to it is me whacking all that sediment in has definitely just taken the edge off it. In taste wise, I think it's added a bit more than what should be in there. This should be a less harsh drinking experience. I think if you don't put it in, I don't think it really it does change the beer. I'm you know, even though I've not tried it, I'm going to say it feels like what I got on the nose and tasting it. It feels like it sort of changed it. I can almost tell that. I think it would have been a much smoother drinking experience, a little bit less harsh around the edges. And I love my sediment in beers, but I do think on this occasion it's maybe changed it a bit. But it's a decent drop. Definitely worth picking up if you see it in the shops. If you see it on cask, I would imagine this would be absolutely top notch. I really would. I think as good as this beer is, and as much as I've ruined it, in a sense, in my opinion, I think if you had this on cask, that would be absolute quality and massively sessionable. The 4.7%, I think it drinks spot on. You get all the flavours. I think that's a 4.7% sort of beer, around that sort of mark, if you like, all day long. But yeah, a decent drop. £2.50. Is it worth the money? Definitely. So for me, Bragdy Conwy and their California Citrus Blonde gets the thumbs up from me. I think I've not done it any justice by getting everything in there, like I've said. But hey ho, that's what happens. But I'd like to think that I can tell that I've kind of ruined it there, or not given it its best shot. Not from trying to, really. I don't think. It just it's happened, isn't it? So yeah, Conwy Brewery, California Citrus Blonde. Morrison's in Wrexham, £2.50. Give it a go. It gets a thumbs up from me. I think if you're in Conwy and you can get that on tap, you got a belter there. If you've had this beer before, let me know your thoughts. So thank you all for watching. Sorry for waffling on for nearly 13 minutes. See you again soon on another one. Cheers.